Unveiling the hidden forces shaping your life. Have you ever felt like, despite your best efforts to improve and evolve, something invisible seems to pull you backward? A force that's quietly undermining your progress. What if I told you that there are 3 specific archetypes operating in the background, subtly influencing and often sabotaging your spiritual journey and personal growth? In this exploration, we'll uncover these hidden forces and dive deep into how they might be secretly dismantling the very reality you're striving to build. We begin our journey not in the present, but through the corridors of time, reaching back to ancient Greece. It was here that the philosopher Plato introduced us to a transformative concept that still shapes our understanding of the world today. Plato proposed the idea of a transcendent realm, a place of perfect forms, untouched by the imperfections of our physical world. In this higher reality, every shape and idea existed in its purest form, a flawless ideal. The physical world, as Plato saw it, was merely a shadow of these perfect forms. He called them the forms, and he argued that what we perceive as reality is just a fleeting image, a mere reflection on the wall of a dark cave. This allegory of the cave remains one of philosophy's most powerful metaphors, urging us to look beyond the surface and question the very nature of reality. It asks us to reflect on the possibility that the struggles and imperfections we face daily may be mere reflections of a deeper, unseen truth. As we grapple with our spiritual challenges, we are invited to consider the idea that what we experience on the surface is just a fragment of something much larger and more profound. Fast forward to the early 20th century, where Carl Jung, a visionary thinker, took Plato's ideas even further. Jung's exploration of the human psyche led him to introduce the concept of the collective unconscious. He described this as a shared reservoir of ancestral memories, patterns, and experiences, inherited not through personal interaction but as part of the human condition. Within this collective unconscious, Jung argued, exist archetypes, universal symbols and themes that influence human behavior and stories across time and cultures. Jung's archetypes, such as the hero, the shadow, and the wise old man, aren't just abstract ideas, they are dynamic forces embedded in our daily lives. These archetypes shape our behavior, our dreams, and our perceptions of the world. They play a significant role during periods of crisis or change, prompting growth, self-discovery, and psychological integration. By understanding and engaging with these archetypes, we gain insight into our deepest fears, desires, and potentials. Yet, while these archetypes can guide us toward greater self-awareness and transformation, not all archetypal forces are positive. Some, hidden beneath the surface of our relationships and inner dialogues, can actively hinder our progress. These dark, destructive archetypes are not always obvious. They may not appear as villainous characters or antagonistic forces. Instead, they often emerge in subtle, everyday interactions. A friend who drains your energy with constant negativity, a family member who dismisses your dreams under the guise of practicality, or your own inner critic, relentlessly questioning your abilities and worth. These archetypes may seem harmless or even protective at first. They often present themselves as caring voices, offering advice or attempting to keep you grounded in reality. But beneath the surface, they plant seeds of doubt, fear, and insecurity. Over time, these seeds grow, subtly eroding your confidence, ambition, and vision for your life. This makes it crucial to identify and confront these forces before they sabotage your journey towards self-improvement and enlightenment. As we move deeper into this discussion, we will reveal the 3 specific archetypes that are actively working against you. These forces can show up in various forms, both external and internal, and their impact on your life can be profound. Recognizing them is the first step in reclaiming your power and autonomy. Once you identify these destructive influences, you can take active measures to shield yourself from their grip and move forward on your path with renewed clarity and strength. The first archetype we'll explore is the complainer. These individuals are often irritable or constantly upset, and they have a tendency to disturb the natural peace around them. They criticize their life situations without taking any responsibility for their own role in creating them. This archetype challenges one of the fundamental laws of personal and spiritual growth, the idea that transformation must begin internally before any external changes can occur. Think of it like expecting a plant to grow without watering it. It's a basic truth of the universe that external change requires internal alignment. Unfortunately, the complainer does not see this connection. Instead, they criticize and complain, projecting their dissatisfaction onto the world around them. Their energy is low, and they continuously emit negative vibrations into the universe, reinforcing their current mental state. The more they complain, the more they attract circumstances that validate their pessimism. Their dissatisfaction becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, trapping them in a cycle of negativity and stagnation. Breaking free from this cycle is possible, but it requires a fundamental shift in perspective. It starts with acknowledging the power of your thoughts and their impact on your reality. The complainer must learn to focus on positive thoughts, no matter how small, to begin breaking the negative patterns. Practicing gratitude, even for the simplest things, can shift the energy around them. It won't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, the complainer can start to transform their reality by changing the energy they emit. The second destructive archetype is the doubter. This archetype manifests as the voice inside your head that tells you you're not good enough, not capable enough, or not worthy of success. The doubter often shows up during moments of self-reflection or in the face of new opportunities. They can be persistent and cunning, feeding your insecurities and keeping you trapped in a state of indecision and fear. The doubter's influence can be so powerful that it convinces you to abandon your dreams or dismiss your ambitions as unrealistic. But the truth is, the doubter only holds power over you if you give them permission. To overcome the doubter, you must learn to challenge their narrative. Recognize when these negative thoughts arise and replace them with empowering affirmations. Affirm your worth and your abilities. Remind yourself of your past successes and the progress you've made. The more you confront the doubter, the weaker their grip becomes. Finally, we come to the saboteur. This archetype often appears in the form of well-meaning but toxic relationships. It can be a friend, family member, or even a colleague who, despite claiming to have your best interests at heart, subtly undermines your efforts. They might dismiss your goals, belittle your achievements, or discourage you from pursuing your dreams. Their actions, though often disguised as concern or realism, are rooted in their own fears and limitations. The saboteur operates from a place of insecurity, projecting their own doubts and failures onto you. The saboteur's influence can be particularly insidious because they often operate under the guise of care. They might warn you of potential failure or remind you of all the reasons why your dreams are unrealistic. However, their words are not always grounded in reality. They reflect their own limitations, not yours. To confront the saboteur, you must learn to set clear boundaries. Recognize when their words are coming from a place of fear rather than love. Surround yourself with people who genuinely support and uplift you, and be prepared to distance yourself from those who seek to hold you back. In conclusion, while there are many forces at play in shaping your reality, these three archetypes, the complainer, the doubter, and the saboteur, are particularly destructive. They appear in subtle ways, often disguised as well-intentioned voices or familiar behaviors. But by recognizing them and learning to navigate their influence, you can regain control over your life and your journey towards self-improvement and spiritual growth. The path to personal and spiritual enlightenment is not always easy, and there will always be forces that try to hold you back. But by identifying these negative archetypes and understanding how to confront them, you can protect your energy and keep moving forward. The power to change your reality lies within you. The awareness you gain today is the first step in claiming the life and reality that you are destined to live. It's time to take back control and embrace your full potential.